are listening to the Morning Express on Mainland 98.3 FM.
Good morning.
Beautiful and lovely morning to you, wherever you're logged onto this frequency. This is Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos, the 24th day in the month of July 2025. Hope you had a restful night and ready for the day's activity. Well, as you're getting ready for the day's activity, we are also, as much as we can be ready to also make your morning a better one. Just give us a few hours of your morning and definitely we'll make it count. We'll make it worth the while and make it worth listening to the sound of Lagos, Mainland 98.3 FM. My name is Mᴏᴜ Akinyosoye. And it's still the Morning Express on Mainland 98.3 FM, and trust us to consistently put in the best mood with amazing content that is definitely not void of entertainment, new passing to definitely set the best space for your morning, be it in the political space, be it education, be it the power sector, be it the oil sector. Listening pleasure this morning to keep you abreast, to bring you up to speed as regards what is going on and how dailies have been able to grace several reports, developing news stories, and all encompassing that is happening in the country and even outside the country, and how it's affecting where we definitely look at the trends. And so we are ready to quench your thirst this morning with Trends in the Papers, where we have major stories, happenings, and events that have crossed their way into the national dailies and reported this morning, clouded with perspective and analysis, as always, from our in-house analyst Said Fouad will be joining us as usual to give analysis and perspective to the several issues and the trends we are bringing on board this beautiful morning. So welcome. And lest I forget, yes, it's been done live in the studio. You can do well to join us live on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM. And regardless of your location, you can do well to join the conversation. So if probably you can join via the terrestrial means, you can do that via Radio Garden, and our website is also very much accessible and easy to use this beautiful morning at www.mainlandfm.com, and you get to join the conversation and see what is also going on in our papers this morning. You're welcome.
Good morning, Lady Mo. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastically well. How are you doing as well?
I'm great. Doing very great.
Okay, and it's not raining. I think it's raining in other parts of the country. Yesterday, when it was quite cloudy, it rained. I think the day before yesterday in Ibadan, I guess, and other parts of the country. Anyway, we have on a weekly basis.
We're waiting for our own rain.
We are waiting for our rain. Right. Actually,
in the August break,
right.
And I'm surprised that we've not really had that kind of heavy downpour in October. We might not have it very heavy. Whatever it is, we beg God for His blessings whenever the rains come.
Well, it's just
things are changing very fast. Climate change has,
sincerely, it has changed everything. Because I can definitely remember sometimes when it's maybe festive period or whatever it is, the weather will even tell you at that moment what it is that day, what we're celebrating that day. But over the years now, like few years back, I mean, the weather is not just it anymore. And I can remember, even my parents and elders, telling the story of the fact that from the weather outlook, you would know what time it is. You would know, you'll be able to tap and send them. Anyway, you're welcome once again, Said Fouad, to Trends in the Papers, the Thursday edition, right here on Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. Just in case you're listening or you're just joining, you're welcome to Trends in the Papers. Join us live on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3. One that we have been getting so far from the political scene is the position and the state of the opposition party right that now, even towards the journey to the 2027 elections. And then the question is, who then is left behind in the People's Democratic Party, as we have, fleet of defections. 4 senators are defected to the ruling APC, which has now made the APC almost 2. As we have Labour Party 5 and the NNPP just 1, SDP 2, and ABGA 1. So, well, let's start from that, and we'll get to other stories. Let's just start from and all of that. The Punch newspaper is reporting this morning from the political scene of the defection drama, titling it APC PDP exchange barbs over Adeleke's U-turn. The Osun State chapter of the All Progressives Congress and the People's Democratic Party have traded words over the aborted defection plan of Governor Ademola Adeleke. The APC said that Adeleke was rejected because it would be a liability and would hurt the integrity of the party. But the PDP, which insisted it would not join issues with the opposition party, said in a statement which was obtained in Oshogbo yesterday. Recall that a caucus in the Osun PDP, in a communique signed by Adeleke and 27 other chieftains of the party, had decried the resistance against the planned defection of the governor to the national ruling party. And of course, reacting, the Osun PDP chairman, that's Sunday BC, had said that his party remained focused on the people and was not seeking to import fake voters and rig the 2026 election as being plotted by the opposition. And so, ownership election, of course, seeking second term in office. And he also assured party members that through their support, President Bola Tinubu would also win his Also, just to take the political story together, the Guardian newspaper is also reporting from the Bamidele excited as the 4 more PDP senators defect to APC. The All Progressives, the APC, has expanded his senators defecting to the APC, and so the development has excited the Senate leader Kwemi Bamidele, who had assured plenary the Senate President Godswill Akpabio had to read their letters from Senate Northeast and Samson Ekong Akwa Ibom South, formally defined the chamber of their switch to the ruling party. And also the senators blamed their marked by functional struggles, unresolved leadership tussles, issues, legal battles, which they described as destabilizing and counterproductive. And I've seen us bringing them together, so we just take the analysis. You help take the analysis together. And speaking about let's talk about that before I talk about the coalition, the reaction from Amaechi to coalition.
We don't miss any for Governor Ademola Adeleke, Jackson, Nuruddin. Anyways, the governorship election in Osun State next year will be one of the off-cycle. My honest opinion is that unless Governor Adeleke is able to cut a very good political deal, what I'm saying, because again, you see, off-cycle elections are always very tricky. And if we're going to judge by what we saw in Edo State, what we saw in Ondo State, against Governor Adeleke is going to be in trouble. He will be in trouble. Seen from people who are very close to the leader. They have a leader, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who understands politics very well. They started the way we face it, Ademola Adeleke as governor. Again, there's also the problem of incumbency. As much as you want to say the power of incumbency should come as a strength, it also comes with its own weaknesses, because people are now able to judge you by your performance. You've been able to do anything, so why do we continue with him? So if it's going to be a referendum on the person, it's supposed to also help strengthen the structure of the PDP. I'm not defected to the APC. So by next year, when they will be working for the APC against the governor, most likely, and that it may not happen. Only what the APC or Osun State is saying, the way they position themselves, and whether you like it or not, you will know. He wanted to come to the APC. If he was so comfortable in the PDP, why was he? The reality is that look, he was open to the idea, even if they say who said no, we don't want you in our party, and that's the reason why he has changed his mind. Always extremely difficult to judge these things, because there are people who tell you, oh, it's a very serious deal. It's sweet. And the PDP in Osun State, so they have endorsed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The only question would have loved to ask Adeleke is that if the PDP now produces a presidential candidate. So that's why, again, like I've always said, my mind tells me the APC will help the PDP to produce a candidate in 2027. That is even if the PDP presents a candidate at all. We might get to the point where the PDP, as a party for the first time since 1999, will be adopting the candidate of the APC as their candidate. Over the weekend, Senator Fᴜᴜ had already told us that about 80% of the questions asked by Sarkozy on Sunday on political activity, I said, oh, maybe it's just, how do I put it, it's just, exaggerating things. Everybody said, he said, look, I'm the Senate leader. I'm not Senator Fᴜᴜ, and we meet with these guys every day. A lot of them are willing. They are ready. In fact, they are already making.
While they were trying to get up from their, former seats to the new seats, you would already see the welcoming address from the APC, or the welcoming gestures from APC members. You would see that
they are always there together. It is us outside that we are just wasting our saliva. These guys are all about their personal interest anyway. So I think with what we are saying, Senator Fᴜᴜ, the Senate leader, is not wrong when he said that we have anybody left in the opposition in that assembly by 2027. The way they are going, maybe one or two will be left. Everybody wants to join the APC. What they are saying, I don't know. About their personal interest, not about the interest of the people who voted them in the first place. So, wait to see. For me, Ademola Adeleke could just well be in trouble if he's not careful.
Well, that very story in the Punch newspaper, you also get that from the Guardian newspaper. Page 12 in the Punch, APC expands National Assembly control with 7 new PDP defectors, and also the defection drama, APC and PDP exchange violation, and a statement credited to the former the ADC candidate. The former Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, had said this yesterday, that coalition leaders will fully support the African Democratic Congress eventual presidential candidates for the 2027 general elections. And it was making this on a day the ADC said policies being implemented by President Bola Tinubu's administration. Sule Lamido had said is willing to work for any arrangement within and outside the party to secure Nigeria in 2027, but said it would not be part of any coalition or join the ADC. That's according to claimed that the opposition leaders are optimistic that the process leading to the emergence of the party's flag bearer will be transparent, will be free, and will be fair. That the moment anybody emerges from the primary, transparent primary, he started that. And so he also urged supporters to register with the ADC, talking about or decrying the hunger and hardship in the country, and called on every Indian side for it. We also agree that during the primary is saying.
Well, we would have to wait to see. I think as it stands, we can begin to speculate that Elijah Trophy, again, you can't blame him. I think at the last APC presidential primary, he came second. So that's to tell you that, look, he's not a pushover really when it comes to our politics. Even he performed better than Vice President Yemi Osinbajo at the last APC presidential primary. And from what he has said so far, most likely DC for the 2027 presidential election. Mr. Peter Obi is not completely decided anymore. His movement, his statements have not really indicated any serious intention to want to give it a shot under the platform of the ADC. In fact, as we speak, Rotimi Amechi has resigned from the APC. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar has resigned. And if you look at what
his vice during the 2023 had said that had said that running mate rather Peter Obi, speaking to Peter Obi now, that he can come back to, he can retain his ticket, Labour Party ticket, even with or without in the Labour Party.
Candidate for the ADC in the 2027 presidential election. I've told you, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, of course, Rotimi Amechi, yes, and then Mr. Peter Obi, but again, that's Alhaji Atiku Abubakar has resigned from the PDP, made his intention very known, and going to the ADC, even though he has not declared his intention to run for the presidential ticket of the party. Rotimi Amechi has even made his own declaration, and he has resigned from the coalition. The Labour Party, but I'm part of a coalition, and the coalition is now a part of the ADC this year, apart from the challenges they will be facing, of problems at that level. But I'm sure that a lot of them are because of the ADC at that particular time.
Well, on Rotimi's Amechi's with a response saying that but it is clear that the policies of the Tinubu with the preparation to unseat the current president. Just away from political story in the political scene, back to the Punch newspaper. Let's quickly go to the power sector and what is going on there. Just electricity regulatory commission, for band A customers, reduction from 206 naira per kilowatt hour to one with states that are not even ready to have any negotiations with the states, that they are still standing on. The states on Wednesday had disclosed their readiness to, meet with power distributors to negotiate following that the recent cuts in the electricity tariff for the band A customers from 209 naira per kilowatt hour to 160 naira. However, the power distribution companies have kicked against any form of negotiations with states on power tariffs, that are stressing that they will continue to defend its position and is not even ready to give to the demands of the power generators and distributors, as they are defending their decision that the reduction would definitely still maintain students. Why should we overbill people of the states, and for who are we going to be overbilling them? And so definitely recently, the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission, Enugu, we have Ondo, Ekiti, Imo, Oyo, Edo, and Kogi, and Lagos, Ogun, Niger, and Plateau are still expecting. The Discos and Gencos are saying that they are still insisting for the fact that reduction shouldn't be made, and they are not even ready for negotiations with any states, any state's government that is going to mar whatever plan they have. And the EERC and even other states review and all of that. And that they are not saying that they should replicate, all states should replicate the same, because, Zuma aside forward. How do we?
Because when you check and recheck in between the arrangement we have at the central and the subnational, you understand that we still have a lot of things to sort out. A lot of things are already webbed together, and we don't now aggravate the situation. But whether we like it or not, the Enugu State Electricity Regulatory Commission seems to be sticking to the questions I've always raised. Anytime we talk about, the question has always been, are we counting the cost? Who does this? The cost implications of whatever is being provided to Nigerians who have arrived at the band tariff arrangement that we have today for producing power, transmission of the power to distribution. They found out that, look, the country like Lagos and other states, with the current arrangement, we are doing about 206 kilowatts per hour. And they consider it as overbilling. These are old calculations on other parts of the country. There could be local peculiarities that will warrant that, look, the tariff is not used. The tariff is too high. And that there seems to be a rip-off somewhere. The Discos and Gencos are arguing that, look, even what we are paying now is not completely as we speak now. The debt we are owing to the Gencos is now put at about 5.2 trillion naira. Lady Mo, it just the first quarter of the 2025.
2025, yeah.
So, and look, it is only for band A customers. So we have band B, band C, band D. Maybe I don't know whether it has gotten to F.
Band 0 is FD.
So look, if we are still at this level of conversation in the power sector, when then are we going to get to the point where we can guarantee more? If this is where we are still having to question, discuss, argue over what is supposed to be cost-effective tariff for all Nigerians, it's extremely difficult. Nigerians are groaning. Yes, some of the bandit customers will tell you, okay, well, the thing is working for them. So far, there's a guarantee of stable power supply, but a lot of people have to sweat. And whether you like it or not, there's a concomitant effect of this heavy tariff on businesses and services across Nigeria, whether we like it or not. So I would advise, maybe there's a need for stakeholders in the power sector to quickly call for a meeting.
Commissioners in several states are even willing to, to negotiate, but they are not
even ashamed to say they are not ready to negotiate. So ineffective. In fact, the right word to use is that they are so useless. The GENCOs are even trying. The distribution companies are probably the most useless in that value chain. Apart from ensure proper distribution of power in Nigeria, people are still buying transformers. They are still buying cables. They are still buying poles for the cost reflective, really. So that Nigerians are being billed fairly. They say they are not ready to negotiate.
The ERC is even saying that they are not removing a kobo from the generation and transmission costs of Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trading PLC invoices, and also that main power's share of the EEDC's debt arising from the CBN's intervention have been including a dime from.
That's why I'm saying that it is wrong for anybody to say they are not ready to negotiate. They have. So you see, like I said, it's all muddled up. I'm even surprised that at this level, the Prime Minister is not even saying anything. He's been quiet. He came up with this arrangement approved by NEC. And this is time for everybody to come on board, because whether we like it or not, we have to avert and avoid any needless shutdown of the power sector. And so this is something that we have to find a way to avert at all costs.
Right. Anyway, Punch newspaper has that very story, page 21 to be precise. Even the agency said they are willing to, entertain any evidence, and they know how far they've gone with their rigorous examination and assessment. Away from the power sector, from the Punch as well, both national orientation Mohammed Idris yesterday had raised concerns over the growing threats posed by fake news, misinformation, disinformation to Nigerian stability, and they were actually saying this during the edition of the Lateef Jakande annual memorial lecture, which has the theme in their remark, which the event was organized by the Nigeria Guild of Editors. Mohammed, represented by his chief of staff, Dr. Aminu Gamawa, had likened editorial independence was under siege, with media houses attempting to sacrifice truth for access to the deep pockets of politicians and corporations competing to control narratives. And even amid these pressures, is warning that the nation building, promoting civic education, national reconciliation, and language inclusion. And also speaking about, there were other contributors at the event, the managing director, News, that came out, and they had to, come out with debunking, and even himself come out to, there was a generated AI had to come out to even play the video that it's a scam, that he didn't have any interview with, that he had to come out, and so many actually. There are so many. I even saw a video of 2027 election, and afterwards, the distinction also, because a media professional had also mentioned there should be a distinction now, journalists. What should be the distinction here with practitioners, trained journalists, and just anybody, because you're on social media now. Oh, you saw this.
With technology now, people can disseminate information.
Right.
If you understand what I'm saying. The journalist is a journalist because there's a training. A training process. There's a level of education. Video and put a voice to it does not automatically make you a journalist. You understand what I'm saying? It's what we call citizens reporting. Citizens reporting because, again, a smartphone, and then begin to live stream, because, again, technology has made information dissemination, and so we understand that one of the biggest challenges in the business of information dissemination, you understand what I'm saying? And that's why we keep telling people, not everything you find on social media that you have to take to heart and believe instantly. And they keep sharing, they drop things with me. And at the first glance, a lot of the things they share with me, I know it's just complete disinformation. I know it's fake news. That is a deliberate intention to misinform you. And then you can say it's disinformation. Disinformation because the information itself is correct. But the person is to ensure that you achieve a particular goal, which is maybe to misinform people to doing what you are doing. So, for example, the issue of Babangida's son, the letter that came that they are reflecting that in itself is misinformation entirely, is to misinform Nigeria. This again were distorted. That's a different one.
Right.
But for people who just came up with a letter that never was media, we say don't be too quick to want to break the news. The later discovered that it was a fake news. Because you don't have this rat race among media outlets. I want to be the first to break the news. politicization and personalizing that comes with the job. So again, we understand that that's the most difficult challenge now in the era of social media.
Right.
Calm down, look at it properly, fact check.
Rep approves to the National Assembly seeking approval to borrow $347 million under the 2025-2026 borrowing plan. And according to the Speaker, Tajuddin Abbas, which you read the President's correspondence on the floor of the Green Chamber, according to the President, the loan is necessary due to and $747 million. And so just add financing commitments of up to that. Even at this, our debt profile is still reactions that Nigeria
will never end. Then you begin to argue, continue to borrow more. So I'm not going to lump myself into a little. We took away some by about 44%. By making more money from taxes. All of subsidy means we are now able to channel the money we are saving into projects. The borrowing has had the subsidy saving. It's a self-sustaining project. That the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway initially was supposed to have about $700 million or something. That look, we need to check the cost of some of these things. We are concerned that, for example, not be this worried. But a lot of these projects have conference with 39 billion. I think Isaac Fᴏᴜᴜ fashion designer, I don't want to call him in Abuja to celebrate his 50th birthday. We wish him happy birthday. When he went into that place, the first thing that came to his mind is that in control of 39 billion, they've made so amount of money because people are fully booked. A lot of the guys who have booked that facility are people who are taking money from government. Justification anywhere. Under common sense, under probity and accountability, that place will cost 39 billion to renovate.
Well,
it's unfortunate. We need to know where are the subsidies to be done with.
Well,
because when you tell them that where is the money that we have saved on subsidy, they say the governments are getting more money. So
that a report here from the Vanguard is giving us that over 80% of Nigerians are food, housing, and healthcare compared to the previous year.
That was done, and it shows that about 80% of Nigerians, this has improved. GDP has improved. Official figures are showing that things are getting better, but the survey is telling us that the reality of the people shows that more people are being pushed into poverty. 80% of Nigerians are now struggling to feed themselves. That's what the survey is saying, and it was conducted by a private organization, so that people don't agree that somebody did something.
The story here also, just before we go, for the 3% spike in tax revenue collection report for January to June 2025, with the amount of money.
Thanks for having me, Lady. God bless.